No, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
You like jazz?
Hello and welcome to Not the Bees podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Sahin.
Today we're going to be talking about the UFC. More importantly, UFC 241 coming up this weekend. Hopefully we upload this before the fight happens.
Fingers crossed. Editing does take a while.
We'll see how we go. If not, look at what we thought after the fight.
Definitely, it could be like a insight and outside. I don't know.
Alright, let's get straight into it. So, we're just going to talk about the main events, including the first one we're going to say is Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa.
Paulo the Eraser Costa. My God.
So, what are you thinking about this fight? You got Yoel Romero, 42 years old.
But built like a brick shithouse. Like
Yeah.
a good brick shithouse. Like a
He's-
nice Cuban brick shithouse.
13 wins, 3 losses, and 2 of those have been against Australia's own Robert Whittaker. Second one is debatable with a lot of people, but I don't think there should be an Aussie that doesn't say that he won that fight.
What was the other fight that he lost?
No, they had the rematch, remember?
Oh, yeah. It was like a split decision, I believe.
Yeah. And he also has a reach for this fight. He's got a longer reach. Paulo Costa undefeated, 12-0. Very good record. 11 knockouts, and 1 submission. And all of them, not all of them, 90% of them have been in the first round.
Fuck.
I think 3 of them were in the second round. So he's a quick fighter.
He's young. Like, that's the thing. He's got a future in front of him. He's like our age or maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, they're both built insanely. Everyone's making jokes saying that the drug testers are closing their eyes for this fight because they don't want this fight not to happen because they're both juiced.
There's something in Brazil's water, seriously.
Yeah.
Like this guy, he fought Johnny Hendricks, and that was the first time I saw Paulo Costa fight, and he made him look like an amateur. You look at Johnny Hendricks, the guy that gave GSP a run for his money.
Probably won that fight too.
Yeah, debatable because he didn't knock him out or whatever, but Paulo Costa just made work of him, and he's a big middleweight as well. He's not like your Calvin Gastelum or Israel Adesanya Whittaker. He is massive.
Yeah.
He towers over him.
Yoel Romero has beaten some huge names though. He's beaten a lot of people.
Whittaker even said, when I hit him, it hurt me. Like, he is just built. He is solid. Like, you injure yourself when you're trying to injure him. It's like that attack in Pokemon games, takedown. It's got recoil. So you hurt yourself trying to hurt the other Pokemon.
Oh man. I don't understand. Like, you look at him and he's 42 years old and he looks better than
I'm 25. No, I'm not built like that.
I don't understand it. And he's got a funny accent, so that's always...
I love you, look how cold.
Who do you reckon's taking this one though?
Oh, I have to go with the Eraser Costa. I reckon...
Any reason?
I think he's got youth.
Yeah.
And what's that thing that Rock Lee says?
Youth spirit.
Youth spirit. I have the gift of youth, Guy Sensei. I reckon he's good. He's well-rounded. I don't know. I want the young guy to win this.
Alright, I'm going to put your name here so I can remember that.
Forgot to spell my name. No, I'm just kidding.
I nearly forgot. I nearly put a H before the A.
The sh
Anyway,
is silent.
so I am going against you.
Okay.
I'm thinking Yoel Romero because his pace is insane and he can take a hit. You've seen him get hit against Robert Whittaker. He doesn't hit soft either. He took a lot of punishment in both those fights and still just looked like it didn't even faze him.
He destroyed Chris Weidman's face with a flying knee.
Yeah, he's a crazy fighter, unpredictable.
Olympic wrestler as well,
yeah.
not to mention.
Everyone that trains with him says that there's no one stronger than him.
No. Just the intensity he brings.
I'm picking him mainly for the intensity and for his cardio as well because Paulo Costa...
He's never been tested, so how do you know if a guy...
Can't get past the second round because he's knocking everyone out.
Yeah, it's like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He never got past the first or second round, maybe a few decision fights there and there, but you could see that his cardio was never good because he never went past those set rounds. So that could be the case with Paulo Costa. Maybe he can't make it past the third round because it is a champ. It is 3-round fight.
Yeah. Be interesting. Definitely interesting. It's definitely not going to be a boring fight.
No. But in saying that, there's been so many cases where there's been this is going to be the best fight, and they're just playing defensive.
Yeah, because they respect each other so much. They don't
like the Tyron Woodley and the Wonder Boy fight. It was just like, I'm going to keep my distance. I'm not going to hit you. I know your power. I get it. You're a fighter. You make money off fighting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta fight.
I
can't talk. I can't fight for shit.
Alright, so let's go on to the next one. The next one's that was at middleweight, by the way. Next one's at welterweight. We got returning Anthony Pettis,
Sure,
which is on a bit of a streak at the moment against Nate Diaz, who hasn't fought for how long? 3 years. Wow. So Anthony Pettis is 22 wins and 8 losses, and Nate Diaz is 19 wins and 11 losses.
In saying that, Diaz has only ever been knocked out once in those fights, and he's only lost by decision.
When they've been very close fights, a lot of them. And his last 2 fights were against Conor McGregor. Won the first one, and I don't care.
I don't care what anyone
he won the
says.
second.
I reckon he won the second one.
He
Conor couldn't walk after that fight. Diaz was like, yeah, I ain't scared, homie.
he outstriked him. He outpaced him. He took him down.
Yeah, he got knocked down, but like...
He
did
Conor
it
won
to...
2 rounds for sure, but
Yeah.
Nate won the rest. Anyway, I could talk about this all day because it's going to do my head in. Who do you think's got this one?
I'm going to go with my boy Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
I love his style of fighting. I love the trash talk. I love the lead up to fights. I know he hasn't fought for 3 years, but
He's looking good.
he doesn't stop training. That's the thing. Like, you got fighters that might take a hiatus from training and fighting, and they just look unfit, and then they train their ass off like 10 weeks into the fight to do a camp, and then that's them being ready. But Nate Diaz is a triathlete. He's swimming, he's riding, he's running. He does boxing every day at his own gym. He does jiu-jitsu every day. If you follow him on Instagram, you see he does not stop. He's always ready, and as he says, we're warriors. We have to be ready at all times. And
well, Nate Diaz is the type of guy. I don't know if you've seen. I'm pretty sure you have. Grew up with not a lot, and 13 or so years old, was in the gym fighting around 30-something-year-olds, bare knuckle, and beating them.
When he was 16, he submitted a 30-year-old. Like this scrawny kid taking on a adult my size, if not bigger, like
exactly
with ease.
Yeah.
Like
He's always had that mentality. But then you got Anthony Pettis. His only losses were against a mate like Tony Ferguson. No one was beating him anyway. Another loss to Dustin Poirier. He's fighting for the title against Khabib.
Yeah.
Just being Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Like no, and he lost against Max Holloway as well. But
Pettis has jumped between divisions. He's gone from lightweight to featherweight to welterweight. Like
he just come off a really crazy knockout against
Wonderboy with a Superman punch. Fuck me.
That was amazing. Big moment of the year.
Considering Wonderboy's reach against Pettis.
Yeah.
Then again, Pettis can jump on fences and whatever, so I guess that's a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. So it'd be good to see if Nate Diaz can take the intensity that he brings. He can definitely take a punch, Diaz.
People think, Nate Diaz, his face is bleeding. It's like, if you knew the amount of scar tissue this guy had, like, it doesn't take a lot to make him bleed.
No, not at all. Do you know if this is a 3 or 5 round fight? I think it's 5, isn't it?
I'm not too sure.
I'm pretty sure it's 5 because it's classed as a co-main event.
It might be a 5 round.
So if this goes to 5, I'd be interested to see what happens after the 3rd round.
That's true. Diaz has the cardio to do all 5 rounds, as you've seen in his fight against Conor and whatnot. Like, he can go 5 rounds and not lose strength.
Alright, put in your name here.
You going for Showtime?
No, I'm going.
My boy.
I'm with you on this one. Anthony. Alright.
Anthony going for the
Anything else you want to say about that?
No, let's go on to the next one.
Alright, so the next one's at heavyweight, which is the official main event, but I still think that Pettis versus Diaz should be an event. Everyone's been waiting for this for ages.
No offense, but who actually likes Daniel Cormier? Like, just...
None.
I know we're in a room on our own, but like...
Yeah, I don't like him, but he does do funny stuff.
You know what?
He's good.
He's a very good fighter. I respect him as a fighter, just I'm not a fan of him. But fuck, he can take a hit, he can push a hit.
Yeah, well, he never lost the lightweight title. Kind of.
But he never really won it.
Yeah.
Like, he's never dethroned the champion, so...
Yeah, exactly. So he's heavyweight champion, and this is a rematch against the person that he won the championship off in Stipe Miocic.
Stipe Miocic.
Thank you.
Or as Joey Diaz likes to say, Stiopic.
We got Daniel Cormier, 22 wins.
1 loss.
Quite a few of them were in heavyweight as well. 1 loss. He's lost twice to Jones, but they took 1 off.
Yeah, I think it was like a non-contest because of some steroids or something. Who knows?
Everyone's using steroids.
You'd be wrong to not use it.
In UFC anyway. He's 40 years old now though. Do you
He's
know
looking
that?
good. Like he's rocking the dad bod.
Yeah, he definitely does have a dad bod.
And then you got fucking Stipe Miocic built like a fucking Croatian soldier.
Well, that's the thing. You got Cormier. He's saying this might be his last fight or second last fight. You don't know what's going to happen. Stipe. I was shocked when he lost. This fight.
God, they were just in a clinch, and then it's this surprising uppercut, and then Stipe just drops. That's what I hate about heavyweight. Like
one punch can.
That's it.
Sometimes it's not even skill that wins the fight. It's just.
And Stipe Miocic, he was the only champion to defend the title 3 times.
Oh my god! Yes.
Which is history for heavyweight.
And
you think,
saying he didn't deserve a friggin' rematch.
Yeah. That's just uncanny.
So yeah,
I just don't see that.
And Stipe, I like to mention, he's a firefighter as well. He's not just a UFC fighter. He still fights fires.
He's a human,
all the time
because
he says
works.
it keeps him grounded.
Yeah, which is weird because like fires scare the shit out of me. So yeah, Stiopic.
Sorry, Stiopic.
Stiopic.
So who do you have in this one?
I want Stiocic. Stipe Miocic to win this one.
Yep.
First round knockout.
First round knockout.
He's got the power. The fact that he went all 5 rounds with Ngannou, that says something. Like he's got the wrestling, he's got the power. It's just.
Is he a better wrestler than Cormier though? I don't think.
Well, he's never had to use his wrestling, so you don't know. And considering he took on a guy as big as fucking Ngannou and kept him at bay,
yeah, that's true.
He's got enough control.
See, I really like Stipe because he's got really good fighting IQ. But then again, Cormier does as well. He's so smart. They're both such smart fighters. So
because of his size, he has to verse people that are always got longer reach. Like he made a fool out of Gustafsson and other people that are twice his height.
Yeah,
he can do it. He knows how to break reach.
Yeah. All right. Did you say Stipe?
Yeah, Stipe. Yeah, I'm definitely off for Stipe.
All right, I'm with you on that one too.
Wog going for Wog.
Nice.
With a name like that, you've got to be a Wog. Like,
so Joey Diaz.
Mr.
Immigrant
mentality.
So, do you have any of these being fight of the night?
I want the Diaz and Pettis to be fight of the night. Now I reckon performance of the night will probably go to middleweight because it will just be out of fucking nowhere. Like it will just be intense.
Yeah,
bang, something will just fucking happen and that'll be performance of the night.
Okay. I'll put that there too. Another question about this heavyweight fight though. If Cormier wins, do you reckon he'll fight Jones? Or if he loses, do you think he'll fight Jones?
Jones is reporting that he doesn't care about heavyweight. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure I've heard him say, I want to move up to heavyweight. But then he says he doesn't, so he's a bit confusing.
I think he's comfortable where he is at the moment.
Yeah.
He's enjoying. He's fought 3 times this year.
Yeah. Good on him. Like, for that weight division to fight 3 times, he's been clean as well.
Yeah.
No,
he's great to watch.
Favourite fighter.
Would you want to see a Cormier versus Jones again?
It's just.
I don't.
I'm not a fan of trilogies. I'm really not.
Can like Return of the King?
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings.
No, that's alright.
Oh, breaks my heart. Alright. So you don't want to see that happen? Then you think, alright, cool.
John Jones is. What's the point? It's best 2 out of 3, regardless if Daniel Cormier pulled the rabbit out of the hat. It's 2 out of 3. Yeah,
exactly.
That one is not going to make up for the first 2.
Yeah. So let's talk about the upcoming fights now. So we have UFC 242, which is the one month after this one, I think, which is Khabib versus Dustin Poirier. Khabib's first title defense after defeating and destroying
the McNugget.
Against Dustin Poirier.
Poirier looks hungry. Poirier looks hungry. I reckon.
I think he might have it, but I really do want to see Tony Ferguson fight Khabib.
Yeah, that's been something that I've been waiting for so long. Because one gets injured, or the other one gets tiramisu poisoning, and the other one gets injured because he kicks fucking Navy grade metal poles and breaks his leg, and the other one wrestles bears and lions.
Yeah.
Now, I think he's now wrestling ostrich or something. I don't know what the fuck he's wrestling these days, but.
I can't believe that. You got Khabib, his dad makes him wrestle with a bear when he's a kid.
It's that immigrant mentality, man.
Russians are crazy.
You know I'm part Russian.
My
grandfather's side came from Russia, from the Caucasus Mountains.
Really?
Not bullshit, like.
Not one for a punchline.
No, they're from the mountains. I got Russian in me, mate. That's why I'm so fucking. Yeah. No. To wrestle a bear. Wrestling bears. All right, mate. So we got Khabib and Dustin Poirier.
Who do you have with that?
I want to go Poirier. He looks hungry, man. Khabib is very calm. He's a very religious man. He's
Yeah, I'm with you.
he's nearly too humble.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just kind of like you just need to break that at one point.
Seeing him beat Holloway was insane. I can't believe that.
And Holloway is in his prime.
That was one of my favourite fights this year, I think. Doesn't get enough credit because it was on the same card as Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya, but both fights were amazing.
Oh, fucking oath.
This one's crazy.
Cowboy versus Gaethje.
Yeah.
What do they say about Gaethje? You're like a drunk Homer Simpson.
He gets hit a lot, but he's got a crazy style. And Cowboy, he just loves to fight.
Cowboy he'll fight. If he could fight every week, he would.
Yeah, for sure.
And what is he saying? I've got a child now. I've got a reason to fight. That's whoever I fight. They're trying to take dinner off my kid's plate. And that's so fucking true.
Yeah, and his fight against Ferguson was amazing.
Oh, that would
got stopped short
because of the doctor stoppage. Look, I understand why, but it was such a good fight leading up to it.
No one wanted to see it stop. Everyone just wanted. That was such a good fight.
Ferguson didn't even want to do the fucking interview at the end.
No, he felt horrible because he hit him after the bell. You could see
he was gutted about it. He was livid.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't on purpose, but who do you see with that one?
Cowboy. I love my boy Cowboy.
We're disagreeing. We'll throw stuff here, sorry.
Disagree with you.
Alright, so Anthony, I don't know why I'm writing these down. I can just watch the videos.
We'll just message each other as we're watching it. Then we got 240.
Yeah, so I'll go for Gaethje. Sorry.
That's right. I'll just bounce to the next one. So you're on drunk Homer Simpson. I'm going with Texas Ranger.
Yeah, I reckon he's just going to keep rising and fight for a title sometime.
Yeah, you know what? He probably will get it just because of that heart.
I hope he does. But then I wouldn't be upset if Cowboy won either because who doesn't love Cowboy?
Fucking hell. He's just got
and
that
I'd like
mentality.
to see him KO Connor one day. Connor's stupid for not.
Funny fact. Funny fact. They had the press conference. Anthony got to ask Cowboy Cerrone a question. What did you ask him?
I had to have a couple beers beforehand because I was that nervous about talking to Cowboy. But I asked him what his prediction was for the Conor fight because that fight was supposed to be confirmed, but Conor had a bit of a diva moment and wouldn't accept via him being put on the co-main event instead of the headliner. Still get paid the same, still gets everything the same, but he wanted to be the last fight, not the second last fight. Everyone would have loved it the most anyway.
Oh, regardless.
So yeah, I asked him his prediction and he said that he was going to win, I think it was second round
head kick.
And I nearly fainted. I was a bit nervous talking to him.
Oh, fucking oath. But they say never meet your heroes, but I think he took it well.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next one. We got the one in
Melbourne.
Our hometown, Melbourne City.
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker versus Israel
Adesanya.
And I love both these fighters, but I think I've got a bit of a soft spot for Robert Whittaker.
I'm going to have to go Robert because he's a Melbourne boy. Yeah. Adesanya is from New Zealand, no offence. I'm not saying anything bad about New Zealand, he's from New Zealand.
I am. I've got a lot against. No, I don't. It's going to be a close fight. John Jones offered to help Robert Whittaker
with
in his training. So that could be interesting if he did that. I don't think it ended up happening, but cool to know. Yeah,
like that because Adesanya's got a very similar style to Jones, but he doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
It's like you're virtually Anderson Silva and John Jones. Like, just admit it. They're people that inspire you.
Yeah, regardless, I think this fight helps both of them. I think Robert's going to take the win, but I think even losing, Israel will get humbled and keep rising. He's young, he can talk a lot, and I think he's going to end up moving up a weight class and eventually might be fighting John Jones.
If he doesn't get fucking stomach issues again.
Yeah.
Whittaker, he can't have a fight without getting sick.
Oh, he's got a lot of problems, man. He's a tough guy. He's still recovering from that Yoel fight, Yoel Romero fight, probably.
I'm recovering from watching it.
Yeah. Alright, so...
I'm going Robert as well, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and the last one we have UFC Fight Night 159. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stevens, another crazy fight. That's going to be really high paced and...
I've been waiting to see Yair again. Him fighting, he's so young but he's got so much talent. He trains at Jackson Wink, same gym as John Jones, Holly Holm. Even fucking Yoel Romero trains there sometimes. GSP used to train there. So some of the best fighters come from that gym, and I can see him becoming a featherweight champ. I can see him get up to Holloway's level one day and take him on.
Yeah? Do you reckon he'd beat him? I've never seen a fighter progress more than Holloway.
Oh, yeah. He's in his prime now.
He's probably my favourite fighter at the moment.
To beat Frankie Edgar,
yeah,
like the Rocky Balboa of the sport, he's... But Jeremy Stevens, he's in and out of his prime.
And he's fought some nuts as well. He can take a hit.
He can take a hit, dish a hit. He's trains at the same camp as Dominic Cruz, so it's Alliance versus Jackson Wink.
Yeah, that's some big clubs actually.
Yeah, like you got
camps.
A guy that trains with Dominic Cruz, and you got a guy that trains with John Jones, Holly Holm, and all the other greats. So
this is a hard one. I don't know who to pick. I'm going Jeremy Stevens.
I'm gonna go with Yair.
Yeah, oh, nice. Just
go to the Mexicans. Yeah, go to the Mexicans.
Nice. All right. Before we finish up, I'm just going to talk about. I've posted a photo on our Instagram at Not the Bees podcast, and on our Facebook. I posted in a couple of groups as well that got a lot of feedback on it. About most shocking moments for the UFC this year. We've had so many this year. I posted a couple of pictures of them, but I think everyone pretty much agreed that it was Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren, that 5-second knee.
The shit thing is, we saw that at a sports bar. So in America, I don't know if you guys have a sports bar. In Australia, we do. It's pretty much like a pub with big TVs, and you can watch any sport you want. And the minute that knee got off the ground, the TV turned off. The cable went out. But the audio was there. So we heard the crowd go, you heard Joe Rogan go, coming off his chair. You could hear the ass of Joe Rogan coming off his chair and everything going everywhere.
That was the most stressful thing, because that was all of us that went there, that was our most anticipated fight. Yeah. We were so excited to see it. There's so much trash talk in that fight. And we're sitting there waiting, Masvidal standing, hands behind his back, and then the TV goes black. TV goes black, and you just hear everyone screaming. Comes back, and you just see Askren on the floor like this, and Masvidal in his face screaming at him.
And then he also falls on the floor like that. Luckily, there was a replay, because that was probably one of the greatest knees I've seen in a very long time.
It was so good, and Masvidal just talked trash right after, telling him that he's going to smack him if he sees him at Whole Foods because he doesn't like him. I love it. I love both fighters.
I think Askren had to expect that. You can't just be a wrestler and go into a brawl.
No, I watched a lot of interviews, and he was pretty. I don't know if humble is the right word, but he took the fight the way he should have. He took the loss the way he should have. It's like, it's what you do. You talk this much shit, you can't get upset for losing.
Yeah,
he's lost a lot of time. Like, first MMA defeat, but he was in the Olympics. He lost that.
Yeah,
he said this wasn't as bad as those. There's so many people that talk trash to him online. I've seen someone say, "Do you remember when he got knocked out by Masvidal?" And he's replied to him, "Actually, I don't."
It's true.
He can't remember any part of it, he reckons. And I think he's watched the video twice. And yeah, he posts about it. He still talks trash about him sometimes. You gotta love him, he doesn't quit.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, true. He does look like him.
Woody Harrelson to a T.
Mike Perry's nose last weekend versus, do you want to say his name?
Oh god, my attempt is Vicente Lush. I can't pronounce. I'm sorry, mate.
It's a lot better than what I was.
You know what? You've got a really nice name. I just can't pronounce it. I really can't.
Mike Perry probably should have won that fight. Did you see it?
No.
Did you just see it? Man,
I just saw highlights.
Mike Perry,
was wrong.
Yeah, definitely. His nose was squished. I'm going to post a photo on this video, so you can see it. Hopefully, you can see it while I'm talking about it right now.
It'll just come up like right here or there or there. Yeah. Like who knows where it's going to come up.
One of us will put it somewhere. Yeah, that was one of the baddest broken noses I've ever seen. And he still kept fighting, kept taking down the guy.
He's a warrior. He's an absolute warrior.
One fight of the night.
He's a nutcase. Hopefully he does not become like a Diego Sanchez nutcase. If anyone saw the last week fight where he was just like an actual pit bull, like you'll see what I'm talking about.
Do you have any favourite moments this year?
There's too many.
Thug Rose.
Thug Rose. No, but I really like Thug Rose. I didn't like that.
I didn't want to see her lose.
No, like Thug Rose, like
But that's one of the first times I've seen someone lose by
slam in the female division as well.
Yeah.
Like Jessica Andrade, she's like built like crazy. She'd probably throw me around, and that's what, like straw weight, like 115 pound or something like that.
Yeah.
And she just picked her up like she was nothing, dropped her on her head, and won. She won the title.
And she was grounded for a while. Whereas
Yeah, that was really fucking worried. It was
bad.
just, I've never seen that before. Like that's taking me back to the Rampage days, and back when Rampage was in his prime, where he could pick someone up and just slam him. And you don't see that anymore because it's too risky. It requires a lot of strength and effort, and she just lifted her up like she was nothing.
And if you don't capitalise on that, you end up in a rear naked choke or something. Guillotine.
Guillotine, yeah.
But yeah, any others you reckon? There's been a lot.
Amanda Nunes beating Cyborg.
Oh man, that was crazy. Even the Holly Holm one. She Holly Holm.
Yeah, head kicked her. Head kicked Holly Holm. The head kicker.
It was pretty crazy.
Oh god. Thiago Santos in that fight against John Jones tore his ACL.
Both of them in wheelchairs after the fight.
Yeah, both of them and he fought. He's an absolute warrior. Like,
it's been a good year.
Good year of UFC. I agree.
Alright, unfortunately that's all the time we got for today. We probably talked longer than we were going to, but
UFC just gets us going.
hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the UFC this weekend and the ones coming up. We'll talk to you about the rest coming up soon.
Message us if you've got any other questions about the UFC. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Not the Beast Podcast.
Yeah. See you later.
See you guys.